Welcome to the Vexxed Uncensored podcast, hosted by me, Saint, and Mo Vader. You'll be listening to us dive into taboo topics, celebrity news, discussing what's got us so vexed this week. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you listen to your favourite podcasts. Now let's get into the show.
Vexxed Uncensored presents Saint Remastered. The album features 11 Dolby restored tracks, written from 2011 to 2021 by Saint. It boasts an R&B pop sound with multi-octave vocals. Listen everywhere now. Yes, broke boys forever.
Yep. You know how it is. But yeah, we're back.
We're back, you fucking cuds.
Feels like forever, but hey, we had scabby old guest host, shall I say, last week, didn't we? Cheeky bastards.
Yeah, those step-ins, I'm telling you. I think we need... Well, let's start first and foremost.
Well, we couldn't make it last week, so...
Yeah, apologies. It's my fault, to be honest. Saint was here for it.
Yeah, but it happens.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got caught up in some gallivanting. They gave me like 36 shots of penicillin. I had pus leaking out of my veins.
Every hole.
Everywhere. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Oh no.
But, we live and we don't learn, so the shit show must go on.
That's it.
Well,
we do have a range of topics this week.
We do.
So, should I start?
Please do.
Okay.
Please do.
Let's do one of these.
There's some trigomaniac warning for this episode.
Alright, we're starting off with Chris Brown versus Robert Glazier at the Grammys 2023.
See, now I found this shit hilarious. I don't understand why anyone was offended or hurt. It's
funny.
It's trolling. Like, come on.
You can tell he meant it too.
He meant it. Of course he did.
Like, he did not know who the fuck Robert Glazier was.
I didn't.
Me neither.
There we go. So why punish? Okay, cool. He's within the music industry, so he should know who this individual is, right?
Nah, not really. I mean, the guy's a pianist, sorry. I don't know really how to say that word.
I don't.
Pianist? It sounds weird, but I think it's that way. But I say pianist. I don't know how to pianist. But yeah, he plays the piano. So the only reason he's got a Grammy is because he's got a bunch of artists to sing with him on what is it, best R&B album?
Yeah, best R&B. Rhythm and blues, right? Pianos. I mean, okay. Call me ignorant, but...
He's just a producer, really. Like any other producer. I don't know why they'd favour, like, instrumentation. Chris Brown's gonna have cyber lasers and shit. His albums are gonna be, like, super modern. I don't know about this other guy's compilation album, but... Yeah, I mean, can't win them all. I don't know if he's got Grammys. I'm sure he has, Chris.
Do you know what? I know I'm going off on a tangent. I'm probably rusty. I used to drink lean with this particular juice.
Yeah.
And sipping it, now I'm getting like
you're on, like it's leaned up by 8.
Yeah, like aftershocks.
PTSD.
But I guess going back on track.
Yeah.
And drugs are for mugs, guys. Let's not do drugs.
Mugs.
Come on.
You bunch of mugs.
Get it together. You've got the power. You can fucking do it. Ted will tell you.
Get you back into it.
But it might be worth actually giving this gentleman's body of work a year or two. Yeah. And but I don't think Chris Brown should have doubled down and apologized. Like,
did he apologize?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Put out a little blue screen with some text scribbled there. Like, I'm sorry. He should have learned from the first time he apologized. Yeah. When you do something,
he wouldn't have apologized if he didn't find out he was a piano player. If you found out he was a singer, Chris Brown would not have apologized.
Yeah, no, true.
Be like, who the is this? He would have carried it on for days.
There ain't no competition for me here. I'm Michael Jackson reborn. I'm James Brown. I'm everybody.
But I'm guessing who else would have been in that category? The Weeknd. Like, there's no one else.
Is The Weeknd R&B? Because I'm not sure that guy's pop.
Yeah, he's been pop.
He's either pop or he's...
It's because he's black, they say R&B. It's because he's Ethiopian.
He's coke music.
It's coke music. It's just I drugged my face off this morning type shit, and that's not my cup of tea.
I woke up in a pile.
I saw him when he first started on Jules Holland, and I was like, he can really sing.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's whoever's mixing his shit, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of.
Cocaine to my face.
You know, it's like come down a bit, guy. Like come down. But if you do too much coke, it does do that to your singing voice. Allegedly, it puts you on a higher pitch and you hit all the notes without trying. Something to do with the what's it called? The numbing. It numbs the vocal cords.
Yeah.
So if you get too mental, you can throw yourself off, but it detaches that. So you be singing, and that's what they be doing. That's what Wood might get to the Beyonce thing.
Okay,
yeah.
It must be the ammonia.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I wouldn't know a thing about
Allegedly.
that. I don't know a thing about that.
No.
There isn't much to say about that without going on to the topic.
So many people have been snubbed. Grammys ain't awarded anyone real proper in like ages.
What do you reckon? 20, 10, 5?
Yeah, like 2005, 6, 7. I'm thinking like that long now. Just been bullshit since.
You know what my question's always been? Who votes? Like, whose votes is this?
The peers.
So who's the peers?
All the other artists, producers, the music industry.
Oh, fuck them.
Yeah.
They're all...
Got to be registered to vote, and then you vote, and then you're part of the... It's like being a part of the British Film Academy, where it's like Screen Actors Guild Award, SAG and all that. So it's like a committee and
So you could literally be kicked off for not voting...
Because remember, like, Will Smith is now banned from the Oscars and anything associated with the board and all of this shit for 10 years, even though... And he can't win one now, I think, for 10 years. But, yeah, there's a whole thing behind the awards that people in the industry, people don't know, which is...
So they're basically political parties.
Yeah, like, there's no oversight over, like, if someone's buying votes and shit. Like, if I'm greasing palms and saying, vote for my new artist, I need them to, like, whatever... I totally think it's been a fix for like at least 10 years, at least 10, 15 years. Like,
well,
yeah, in my opinion.
To all of the closed committees out there awarding shows, keep on greasing palms and licking arse.
Everyone's tired. Everyone's like, where's the creativity? Where's the excellence here?
It's all gone to YouTube.
It's all gone to YouTube.
YouTube play button awards.
Yeah. Trust and believe. The denigration.
Wait, hang on a minute. Does YouTube do award shows?
I think they do one.
You said doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, I think they do. But I've never seen it. I've never watched one, to be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the Grammys. I've just seen the clips and I've been like, what the... Is this the Grammys now? Okay.
I haven't seen the clip.
No,
I don't.
I saw the Sam Smith.
I saw a picture.
One.
Oh my god!
Like
Jesus.
I think the Grammys will unravel throughout the show. I think it's going to come up a lot in the topic. So
it's just a freak show, fucking freak show
for real.
What about that guy, Harry Styles? He says people like me don't win these often.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
What does that mean? White boys? Like, what the fuck? They win them all the time. What, did he have a dress on or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had the one, like a jumpsuit, but his jumpsuit, it cut down to his abdomen, showed all his chest, and there was...
It's funny, because you see him on an off day when the paparazzi have got him, he's just like a man. So it's very funny how it's just on the stage. People like me, like, what British people? Like, what is he getting at? I'm still confused.
I don't know. Fuck it. It's a topic that we can't really...
Yeah.
You know, you can't really bleed that stone because actually it looks like we're going to have to bleed the stone.
Okay.
Next topic is Quavo and Offset fight over Takeoff's tribute at the Grammys.
Right.
See now...
Who performed? It was Quavo, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I guess we could thank Snapchat. But Snapchat recently told me that they've reunited.
How convenient.
I don't actually know. Quavo's saying there's nothing, nothing's happened.
Of course he's not saying it. Apparently the other one wanted to perform as well. He's like, why ain't I performing as well? And now you're saying they're back together. Like, why didn't the other one perform? Because Quavo wants to shine. Like, he wants all to shine. He's the one that put the call in, or he's the one that everyone thinks was like, hi Satan, I'm ready. Like, got one in the bag.
Oh,
He was in a fucking music video the day he died and everything, like with the Migos contract and the gun and the skeleton, and then he died. Like,
that's terrible.
yeah,
That's absolutely terrible.
and I heard he did this performance with the new Maverick City, I think they're called, and it's like basically all the gospel artists in America joined up and did like a super group.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to them as well at some point because it's a shambles.
A gospel supergroup.
Blasphemous.
Said the power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ.
Yeah.
Splash.
Well, I tell you, these lot like a show. It's so funny how this happens because it's been like rumblings in like, yeah, that these are. Was it? I think it was Kirk Franklin. That's what did it. I think that's what pissed people off. He did a site. He was part of the BET Cypher, and he was rapping. And a part of it, he said about the lamb bowing down to the beast and all this shit. Like he reversed scripture, and he's in like red lighting in a box, and this is meant to be a fully saved pastor, even like a pastor and shit. And he's basically saying Jesus is gonna bow down to like the devil. What are you talking about? Then he's like, no, this is what I meant, and everyone's like, no, come on, nah.
Hey,
We're not stupid, you know.
that's tough Allah.
So I don't know who he worship, but it ain't Jesus. It's Jesus who works in curries.
Man, they should have known that about Kirk Franklin from the voice notes.
And yeah, like, and all that shit with his son, like,
Yeah, you motherfucking ungrateful. I
yeah,
should whip your ass, you goddamn motherfucker.
I know, like,
Oh,
where's the forgiveness?
He's slapping his steering wheel, going, "Oh, but fuck this nigga up."
Oh, and then the son was doing like his own YouTubes and shit. I was just like, feeling sorry for this kid. Like, you're fucked up. Like, it's because your daddy's fucked up. But on a more serious note, the next topic is the earthquake
Yes.
that hit southeast Turkey and Syria, and the death toll has passed 11,000.
Yeah. Listen, one thing about social media and all of these disasters,
Yeah,
the footage that you come across
it's rough.
It's traumatizing.
Yeah,
It's almost, it validates the saying that ignorance is bliss.
yeah. Like, when it's not meant to be this way. We're not meant to be overloaded with everybody's problems on the planet. Like,
Yeah.
we're not. You're meant to experience it or not. Like, that's when you're meant to see it or be witness to it. If you're like a million miles away, why do you know about this shit? Let alone see it. It's unnatural. But yeah, 11,000, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And there's like 70 million people in Turkey. So many people, it's humongous.
Yeah.
I do know one person whose family and stuff is from Gaziantep, which is like near there, but I never lived nowhere near there.
Yeah.
I was on the other side. But prayers to these people, and obviously Syria got hit as well. So interesting timing as well, where Turkey's been on the fence about like
EU membership.
who's doing what, what they want to do, them support, who was they supporting or like behind. Anyway, I think they want to continue doing business with China. That's what I think it's about.
Yeah.
And Europe and NATO are like, well, you're supposed to be our allies and shit, and what are you doing?
Well, they can't pull that card now. I mean, for the last 20 years, Turkey's been like, let us into the free movement zone, let us into the Eurozone.
Yeah.
And it's always, just 5 more years. Just sort out your civil rights, this and that. And as far as I can see, homosexuality and the whole LGBTQ business
in the Middle East,
in Turkey itself, is not. It's not illegal. It's just it's not like
a lot of it is modernized, and a lot of it's not. It's very strange that way. Like, a lot of it is super traditional.
Yeah.
Towns and stuff that like completely conservative people.
Yeah.
Conservative way of life. Then you've got modernized cities where a lot of Europeans and people from across the world go and live and stuff, and like you can go on a beach, you'd think it was Europe. It's mad how you can just have that strange kind of back in time loop wherever you're going. Like, you're in 2023, go down, you know what I mean, 10 miles down the fucking road and you're in like 1954. It's mad.
Yeah.
Where they're not even using their cars and shit, they're using like horses and donkeys and
the donkey or the camel,
you know.
That's not funny. That's not funny. We're on a serious topic.
So,
let me compose myself. I think, well, our prayers
Yeah.
Our prayers are with you, Turkey.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's a natural disaster. There isn't really anyone to blame.
No.
And then there's going to be some asshole in the back of the room, blame God.
It's like, this is nothing better than what, like, you motherfucker, everyone deserves, but hey.
Fire and brimstone, eternal damnation.
Hey, look, the world is rough. You know what I mean? You got to go, we're all going to die.
You're all going to die
All
someday,
of us.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true, but please, no listeners go and take this as, fuck it, I'm going to beat you to
don't
it.
throw yourself off a ledge or nothing. That'd be silly now.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's not what we, and
We're gonna swiftly move on.
Yes, but Turkey, we're with you. It's better to be on the Turkey topic than the Ukraine topic, frankly.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the real numbers came out about the like casualties and stuff?
No, I didn't.
Israel, of course, they had to.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Mossad, they like keep track of everything.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, here's who's died and what, and Ukraine's lost like 250,000 soldiers. Yeah, and Russia's lost like 45,000. So propaganda is real to this day, just like it was in the fucking 40s and shit. Like Ukraine's getting clarted. Like they just had the CIA go to Ukraine for a secret meeting, and it's gotten out that they've had this meeting to set up a deal to end it.
Yeah,
because they're like, you can't handle this much longer. To give Russia at least 20% of Ukraine to just chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Everyone NATO's like, we're not sure if we can handle them. And if China gets involved, like we've been saying, like they're really panicking. And Turkey has the largest ground army in the world.
Yeah,
they've got like, I don't want to estimate 700,000 of ground soldiers alone.
In Turkey, all men are fighting age. Like,
you got to do it once in your lifetime.
Yeah,
or pay them off. Okay. But if it's wartime, they don't want your money.
Yeah, you're coming.
You're coming, like, that's it. So even if you move out, they'll like contact. Yeah, they'll.
I'm panicking. I'm gonna lose my job.
I think every guy I know from Turkey they've done theirs already or paid out of it.
Yeah,
I think. But yeah, if Turkey don't show up to the thing, then they're worried, really worried, and yeah.
Oh, okay. So if it is, all right, let's hold on to this one. It's
getting crazy out here.
Let's see what we got. Hopefully, we're gonna get a nice one that's gonna keep things going. We haven't got a nice one. Oh, we're jumping back into our home turf.
Right.
Sorry, Ashford. Sorry, bullies.
Yeah, I just heard about this.
This literally just came in after a telephone conversation with a dear colleague of mine.
Yeah.
And I guess what at face value.
Right.
And I'm gonna be devil's advocate on this one.
Okay.
Because what I can see of this, it's a family who has decided to beat up a child.
And do you know what you don't even matter? Secondary school, like how old do you get to 16? Like it's still too young for an adult to be.
Yeah. Now, in what is seen in the clip,
yeah,
the mother is encouraging and instructing her 3 daughters to jump and fight this girl. Now, obviously, we know nothing of context. We do not know what rivalry or beef the two have had in school. But we know that when phones are held up to the events, it looks like 4 or 5 white girls beating up a black girl in the street with another 10, 12, 15 white people just sitting and watching.
The trauma.
There's an adult bloke sitting there in his car with his glasses on,
watching
20/20 varifocals, just watching.
Yeah.
There's no interventions in terms of.
I'm not surprised.
This is a, as the quotes say, a pack of hyenas.
Yeah.
The girl put up her fight. She took her beating.
Yeah.
Obviously, again, I know nothing of the context, and why I'm speaking about the context is, at no point in that clip could I make out any racist slurs.
Okay.
But it looks very much so like one of those, I'm going to sound like such an asshole, like one of those working class, lowbrow life lessons that parents will give their kids of, you got beaten up in school, or you were humiliated, or you were this or that.
Yeah.
Now we're here at the school, you're gonna settle it the way our family settles it.
Right.
Kick her head in.
Right. 3 on 1, let's go.
Yeah. Now, the reality is, they're ignorant of the climate that they're living in. They're ignorant of what.
This wasn't their trailer park.
Yeah. This is not the.
This ain't the knacker's yard.
It's not. So we now have an issue on our hands where it's the school's being branded as racist. You know, those kids, that mother and those kids, fucking hell, the mother, I guess it don't matter too much. Like, she probably had some, some records or had some runnings with them. I'm not gonna make
for sure. These are people who don't pay taxes and roam around in like camper vans. You know what I mean? Like, they live outside the law. They're stealing copper wiring off of train stations. They're doing what they do. Do you know what I mean?
This is all alleged, of course.
Allegedly.
And frankly,
and we'll note the whites. Obviously, this was in Surrey, and the attackers had thick Irish accents, but not your casual. Hello there, I'm from Dublin. No, it was get her fucking head in, you fucking. It was deep. You know what I mean? Like, hillbillies of North Cumbria or some shit.
Yeah. It's sad. I mean,
and they culturally teach their children to bare knuckle fight each other.
Yeah,
that's how they even like get girls. Like this, they've got a whole culture and they fight. So word to the wires, like to I don't want to say our kind or those of who
those of
are black or brown. Like when you come into certain like creed of people, just know to have it. Like, be ready, stay ready. Yeah. They don't play around. Like, this ain't Christopher and his mum who lives down the street. Do you know what I mean? Kind of civilian lifestyle. These are like pit bulls. They don't play. Like, they fight each other.
Get him.
For fun.
Wow, why did I do a Scouse accent?
You get him down there as well. We got up there and
fucking get him. Get him, lad.
Like stuff like that, I just think of her family. Like, why is she working home on her own as well? I don't know. I don't can't blame her for not being vigilant enough.
Here's the thing. I know someone in my own personal realm. Who, in some calculations of theirs, thought it to be a wise decision, a safe decision, to move to precisely Ashford. My first thought was alarm bells ringing. Yeah. Is this not EDL Central? Yeah. If EDL still exists, is it not the counties, the Ashfords, the
10 years ago, Downham was like that.
Yeah, it was,
Downham was proper like that. If the black and brown didn't outnumber the local lot going to and from school, they totally, like, if you stayed out too late. I remember I had to fight one time coming from it's now KFC, but it was a favourite back in the day in Downham, school time. Do you remember? On the down low bit, because we had the top of the hill and the bottom of the hill. So bottom of the hill where Woolworths and shit was. And I remember I was coming back and like 5, 6 Irish, same sound like that. Fucking tried pull my hood from the back, and I've gone back and like punch one. Buried them, and it's dark as well, so I'm just like one of them where everyone's like squaring off or whatever, and then out of nowhere, like, some boys come around the corner, mixed race and that, and they're like, what the fuck are they doing? They can see it was like one mixed kid, like, with a bunch of white kids. They know the coup. They come over, run them off or whatever, and like, it was so like that. If you're out too late, do you know what I mean? They just want to fuck with you. They're trained to. Their families are racist as fuck, man. Yeah. So by culture as well, it's like really hard to find someone from that kind of background who isn't racist. Sorry, not sorry. not talking about your normal public Irish person either. I'm talking about them, rural
The rural line.
Lot, yeah.
The vagrants.
The vagrants, you know.
Vagrants. No fixed abode.
That's the one.
Oh, bless them.
They got nothing to lose. They just pack up and fuck off, mate. Like that night, they'll all fuck off. You will never find them.
Oh, fucking hell. This is a... It's a hard topic to discuss considering...
That video. So I chose not to watch it because I'm not doing that today. I'm not, like, I can't.
I watched it and honestly, there was a certain fire in my belly. There was concern for my little people too.
For sure.
And that whole situation's... do you know what? Let's test it. Right. From April the 1st, alternating weekends, you message me on that same number that you messaged me that insulting suggestion over Christmas. And it's settled. I'll stick to it. It'll be forever. And we're good. That's me extending the second to last olive branch. And just so that there's clear expectations, the next olive branch will be that I will make this same recommendation via text communications, and should that go nowhere, leading up to this olive branch is what will be fermented, cemented and locked in for the future. So if truly what we've all experienced in the last 2 months is what you want, make no contact, make no agreement. If it is not what you want, make contact, let's make this agreement, let's get things going.
And yeah, be extra vigilant in them Surrey, Ashford, like all these areas, because I'm sorry, like, not safe. You know what I mean? I'm saying, I don't care, not safe, because you know how many white people be like, I don't feel safe.
It's true.
No one's looked at you, no one's taking your bag, keep it moving. You're like the furniture in the room. When there's a like small majority, whether it's a small Indian family, a small black family, whatever, in these white neighborhoods, like, I'm sorry, it's not easy. But you want to live in a nice house, you want to live on nice streets, you want your kids to go to a school that has an education that ain't full of shit. Do you know what I mean? You don't want them in the lifestyle in the background, because them little areas don't have the hardships that we grew up in, and therefore they don't have to run the streets with their friends like that. The white kids run around and cause trouble for fun. It's not to earn money or respect.
It's fun and boredom.
Fun and boredom. It's a different like life. And I remember the first time I moved to a white area was when I moved to Dartford.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a family member of mine was living not too far away from there in Bexley Heath or somewhere near there. And I just did not like the areas. I just felt uncomfortable. I couldn't describe it. No one had done nothing to me directly, but I just always felt uncomfortable.
Did I ever tell the story of the beer can?
No.
On the podcast?
Beer can.
I didn't know that.
No.
Okay. Story time. Quick story time. I'll try and keep it under 2 minutes. So, I do believe the year was 2013. Yes, 2013.
Okay.
No. Oh, shit. My memory's going so bad. Right, anyway. I'm walking with a loved one. I'm walking with a loved one.
Yeah.
The loved one is pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
We walk past a group of lads.
Right.
Caucasian lads. A Caucasian lad flings. No, first there's the usual comment of pull your trousers up, boy. To aim towards me. Now, obviously, this is way before podcast days. This is way before maturity and essence and eloquence. So I instinctively have the, okay, let's assess the situation.
Yeah, straight away.
Looking over, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can take it. I can handle it.
Yeah.
And the loved one encourages me to turn the other cheek and be the better person.
Yeah.
I do so. A beer can is flung viciously and just barely misses.
Oh, okay. That's fire now. That's fire.
My instinct is to spin and turn.
Yep.
I then hear the voice of the loved one kind of sort of reeling me out of the seeing red.
Yeah.
And I look down, I see the belly. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, because they don't give a fuck.
They don't.
They'll straight kick a girl in the stomach.
They will. So, we walk back.
And get away with it. Say it was an accident.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know. I thought she was fat.
Oh, that's anything. Get away with it. I've noticed that recently.
Yeah. Now, get the loved one back home and that.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the statute of limitations may or may not be up for the rest of the story. But it is what it is. Let it be clearly known.
Yeah.
Be very cautious who you express controversial opinions to and how you express it.
Yeah.
I have no qualms with racism.
Yeah.
None at all. Mm-hmm. But you keep that within your racist circles.
Yeah, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, keep your mouth shut.
Do not express it to me. Do not express it towards my community. Do so over a couple of beers or over a lovely Turkish dinner. Over a lovely kebab.
Yeah.
Amongst your own.
Yeah.
Keep it secular. If you don't keep it secular, be very cautious of who you're dealing with, because
straight up,
it's not, it's not 99.9% soft and not willing to tango.
It's willing a different to tango. Game, especially when they're of a certain, and I'm not going to say Caucasian no more, because Caucasian is a one type of white person. Yeah. And it really is, like, if you were going to keep 100, then we should be specific. There's Anglo-Saxons, they're Caucasians and stuff. Caucasians are more like Armenians, like super Eastern Europe, on the cusp of Asia.
The Caucasus
Mountains and shit. And then you've got the Celtics, and then you've got Anglo-Saxons and all that. So they are different. So even interestingly, they like to all be called white because it's like a group thing. No, they have ethnicity. They have ethnicities within their race too.
Yeah.
They just don't like to be cut up by that. But I am going to from now on, because they do it to us. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, when it comes to them, it's an extra added something, because they've got an extra passion behind it, which is the hate for your race. So you automatically have to counter that. Like, that's just how it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's some sad shit, man. I think you're next.
Okay.
You're next.
Let's get this one here. Oh, okay. So, like, topic. British Rail are going to get rid of return tickets in the UK.
They can go and fuck themselves. Why?
And they're trying to tell people it's going to be cheaper somehow.
No, it's not.
And like, what was they saying? They were trying to put in these smart terms like round trips and this and that, and what do they call it? They had some stupid fucking smart term for something. But they're basically saying you can do multiple destination tickets, and then it's gonna include like a return or something. I don't know. Or they're saying you can buy like say you got to go peak in the morning. Like, they're trying to act like we don't already do this. Like, go peak in the morning, but on the way back go off peak. Because we're travelling back at a certain time. Well, we can already do that.
Exactly.
So I don't know what they're doing, but they keep trying to like shuffle things around and change the way things are working. And
is this a thing about paper tickets? Is this like just another way of getting rid of some more paper tickets so everything goes digital?
Because that's what I'm thinking. Because like obviously on the Oyster you don't do return travel. Like, you can get a travel card.
Yeah.
But I don't put no fucking like single return tickets on my Oyster. I always get it printed out.
Okay. Yeah, because you see, they can snatch more money from your digital card than they can if you've got a ticket.
They can just decide.
If you decide to take the wrong route, or take a route that is...
And I do that a lot.
If you take a route that is more densely populated, then... You know the purple
Elizabeth line?
No, the Oyster... Okay, so... If you take a journey and you go through zone 1,
right,
and you come out, you are charged more than if you take a bypass journey.
Oh, this pissed me off when I come back here, because I was just like, I would take the same journey there and back. Mm-hmm. I would go in off-peak times purposely to somewhere, and then I'll be like expecting to pay maximum £10, maximum.
Yeah.
Some days it would cost me double. Because I've gone outside a certain major station, gone to a shop and come out, or walked around for half an hour because I've got time to burn, and I've ended up paying more money. And if I tap in at certain places or don't tap in, like, they get you basically.
Yeah.
even though there's no, and I clocked like say getting into like London Bridge for example, there's no barriers to get to where I next need to connect to. So why the fuck am I tapping in? So I'm not gonna tap in. I'm gonna get on the next train and tap out like at my end destination.
Yeah.
Because to me, I'm not being confronted with a tap in. I'm not being prompted. That's the way I see it. Because I'm not getting charged an extra like £5, £6, £7, £8 just for like one little staircase over there.
It's true.
I'm gonna walk over there on my way to tap in, and then
it's a piss take. It's an absolute piss take. British Rail, TfL, they're all in bed with the devil, really. Oh yes, this is a big one. Okay, so it's two-part. Okay. Michael Jackson's nephew, Jafar, will star in a new biopic. Michael Jackson's catalogue is now being sold for 900 million to 1 billion.
Yeah.
So the chickens have come home to roost. It's taken them what, 10?
I was living in Holland when his funeral was on, but he died when I was here. But I'd gone to Holland by them.
Are you telling me it's nearly been 20 years since Michael Jackson died?
I'm telling you, it's the time ripple. There's something going on because it just don't feel right, but it's true.
Whoa.
It don't feel right. But yeah, it's been a very long time.
Too long.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say too long, but
like he would be, much older now.
Fucking hell.
Some say he is, but that's a lie. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Imagine if Pedo Island was the secret island that they take all the, and that's why they haven't put out the list of. They haven't put out the list of
because they're alive.
Yeah,
there's dead people on there.
Yeah.
Imagine, I still don't know. Listen, I learned that Ghislaine Maxwell said, "Open the names."
Yeah.
Open them.
Really?
She said, "I don't give a fuck. Open them." Do you know who closed them? A judge. The judge said, "No, we're not doing that today." Yeah.
So
for obvious reasons, compromise everything.
All of these friends and family.
Who knows how many military affairs? Like, who knows how deep?
Do you know what? Was watching Netflix.
Bill Gates.
Oh,
people like that.
Come on. I was watching The Snow Girl on Netflix.
What's that?
A 6-year-old girl in Malaga is abducted, kidnapped.
Madeleine McCann.
Yeah, Maddie style, but unlike Maddie, world hide and seek champion.
Okay.
This girl was retrieved.
Oh.
And I don't know if it's I was told that it was based on a true story, but you know when it's serialized,
they can say that to anything apparently.
Or can they?
Look what they did with the Blair Witch and Paranormal Activity. They would always say it was based on a story. It's a lie. A whole lie.
It's true, but long story short, she's kidnapped. The kidnapper has the girl for like a maximum of 9 years. Then she gets tracked down. The kidnapper tries to commit suicide. There's one particular speech. A guy that's like a rapist that he has this interview with a reporter, and he says that this will always be here. It will never leave. It will always be a part of societies.
What is
the sickness?
It's something else. I don't know how. I just don't know how to truly just live what these people are living. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, huh?
Yeah, hearing it, and
this is what I mean when I talk about like God and like, do you know how much bad things that humans are capable of?
Oh yeah, like anything and everything.
Everything.
Just because you or I or listeners or one particular individual may not fathom or have the thought cross their mind,
or come across like a story or watch the documentary and be like, I had no idea people were really doing this shit.
It's true.
And they are, man.
It's true. It's sad.
And our statements like that, it will always be here. It will always be a part of that. It's like, bitch, what?
Yeah. We've gone off on a tangent because
the
movie Michael Jackson's biopic and his catalogue,
right? Jafar,
but his catalogue though, who bought it back, and why did the estate sell it?
So the estate have it now. Sony are the license, like the right holders, licensed right holders,
Mm-hmm.
because that's who he made majority of his work and shit, and who he worked with the most.
Yeah.
He owned his catalog, like that wasn't his music, was under Sony ATV, but because he owned so much of it, he basically owned the company, like the rights, the votes, the rights, like he was the company. So, and no one likes that.
Of course not. That's a black man.
That's like a black man. So, yeah. Anyway, so I guess they're selling some, and I've heard it could be up to 50% of it. And this isn't just his music. This is like, you know, the Broadway show here,
Yeah.
Thriller, or whatever it's called. The fucking, what is it? The ones that spin in the air, Cirque du Soleil, like just any Michael Jackson musical, TV show, like any license, anything
Yeah.
is included.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, it's the estate.
It's Joe. It's fucking Joe.
I feel like they could have done worse with his shit.
Yeah.
But I don't like, since he died, I'm not what would you call it? A participating
Party.
I don't stream the new shit. I don't order the re-releases, the fucking whatever. Do you know what I mean? If we're still alive, I'd be doing all that shit. The 40th anniversary, this and that. I had fucking vinyls of his when I was a kid. I didn't even like vinyls, not even CDs and shit. Like, but it was, yeah, I just don't participate. But his nephew came across years ago, like at least 5 years ago, and I heard him singing, and I was like, fucking hell. You would think that was Michael.
Really?
Yeah. This is one of Jermaine's sons.
Yeah.
I think he looks relative. I thought he was younger than he is. I think he's like in his 20s, but he looks like maybe like 17, 18. I thought he was a kid. But, and he doesn't, I would say he looks a lot like Michael too. Not exactly like Michael, but a stage in Michael's life.
Okay.
Rock With You. Not Rock My World, Rock With You.
Rock With You.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of era. Every Michael Jackson biopic has been a horrific train wreck. The worst being the Flex Alexander one.
Yeah.
Which was just, someone bought that for me as a joke once, and I didn't even find it funny because I literally didn't. I never even opened the cellophane. Yeah, horrible, but yeah, he's gonna do it. So I'm like, well done, guys. And it's the family, you know.
You know what? I'm not impressed by the family. I don't trust them. They shouldn't do a movie. Just let the man rest on the island, or let him rest where in heaven. Let him rest wherever he may be.
Yeah.
Let the man rest. He was tired.
I never knew he got saved before he died as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Thank God. I'm glad.
You got to be careful with that, because sometimes when you
because he was raised Jehovah's Witness, but it's like, you know, when they get to a certain age and they're like, I can't live this way no more. Like, I can't. Like, it's a cult. So they did their own thingers. But when I think he was 45 and he became a Christian. So
thing is, right, you see, if you open a tab with any building society,
yeah,
usually they like to cash it in. I'm sorry for the analogy, but whether you pick the beast or you pick the big man,
yeah, they just like, you know, they're like, fine, go to him then. Go.
Say, look me in the eyes. I'm the captain now.
Yes.
Hey, come here.
We're steering the ship from here on.
I mean, can't blame him. It would be nice to have that peace and be peaceful, be at peace.
Yeah. If the money's going to his kids and stuff, like, there is arrangements, their lives are taken care of forever.
Yeah.
So it probably is to do with like maintaining their expenditure.
Of course. I see. I think you're next, mate.
Okay. Sorry, I was listening to the peacock. Sounds like a peacock crying.
What? Where?
Or a bat. Has it stopped? Oh, it's a fox.
Oh shit, it's a fox. It's a fox. I told you those foxes, they're
auditory nuisances.
Yeah. Pain in you. They need to bring back fox hunting. I don't care if it's inhumane.
They're like, no.
There's too much.
Charles would like that, but not with his new fake persona.
Ugh. He's not going to be able to keep it up too long.
No. When's he coronated? May.
Oh, is it? So he's not. He hasn't been a day
off and stuff.
Coronated king yet.
No.
So is he like king regent?
No. Instant. Because she died, he's instant.
Instantly king.
It's the moment she died. Yeah, but they have the coronation, which is the government, and I'm in control. I'm now the head of blah blah functioning, and yeah, right now it's just like sovereignty.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, all the white knights are gonna form. The Templars are gonna come back, and the RW will be on.
Yeah. I know. I can sense it coming. Yeah, it's been a few years since the last one, so it's about time. Happens every now and then. But the next topic is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh yes, he's officially a pediatrician now.
Right.
And that is no slight against pediatricians. This is a play on words to highlight the kind of, there's a bit of a...
He's got a track record.
Yeah, it's like, come on, fella.
I think once they get 25, he dumps them.
Yeah.
Like, notoriously.
Oh, yeah.
No matter who they were.
Not a fucking day over 25.
But what's this one now?
Well, this one is so young that her schooling was interrupted by COVID. So her last 2 years 19? Of high school.
20?
She's about 20.
Oh, and he's 40s.
Wait, she might be 19, because depending on what state they're in, high school finishes at 18. 18 or 21.
How old is Leonardo DiCaprio?
He's in his 50s now.
Oh, she ain't speaking today. Okay, he's 48 years old.
Oh, snap. Okay. He's 48. He's 48.
That is 28 years difference.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is, their generation, the ones who are approaching 50 now, they don't look their age because, again, every generation that seems to come stays a bit younger as they get older. She's
19.
There you go. So, like, he don't look 50, but it's not the point. It's like, you're 48, mate. You're 48.
Yeah.
She could straight up be like,
your daughter.
You're your third child.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Because there's 30 years almost between you. That's, like, creepy. And, yeah, he dumps him by 25, but he's getting older every year. So, where's the account for that?
Is he a pedo?
In my opinion, like...
Because legally, he's one of those assholes that dance in the grey area, like no.
I do know a couple of things. I'm trying to think what they are about him. So I think when he was younger, because he started young, innit? Very young, and he was in a couple of films. One was an independent film, and it was very bad. Like, apparently the person he was on set, which was like just a creep and nasty, like he was in real life. Like, that wasn't fake. It was completely improv, the whole film. It was like this weird indie thing when he was like 18 or some shit. Then I think when he did some other stuff, he's known to have worked with the directors and producers back then who came out later as sex offenders, as paedophiles, as people who were that, and he was younger then. You can see behind the scenes shit I think I've seen where they're kind of like toying with him. Yeah. In a flirtatious way, and he's doing it back, and me, I'm like bing 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 bing. I'm like seeing things, you know what I mean? I'm like, that's uncomfortable. Yeah. But who knows what happened to these, like, again, Hollywood, and when they're kids, what are happening to them when they're around all these creeps, like, better shit.
Yeah, it's true. Seeds are planted, but even though those seeds are planted, you've reached an age where should you not take guidance from laws, regulations and society, maybe, you're not all the way perfect. Do something about it.
Yeah. I mean... It's like they're not aware of themselves, or they just don't give a fuck. Like...
Of course not. They've got I don't give a fuck money.
He's just like, they're still booking me for films.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm still on the best looking of the year award, whatever the fuck they do in these magazines. Yeah. Looking all like a soggy tea bag, and yet... you know what I mean? Shocking.
I do feel a bit conflicted because I liked Blood Diamond and I liked
Was he in that?
Wall Street. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Completely whitewashed him from my mind. I didn't even think of him being in that film, and I've seen that film like 6 times.
Yeah, man.
And he was with his South African accent. Yeah.
Solomon Mundi. Black. Hey.
What should I go back and watch that film and watch him say black? He has got to say black.
He does.
Oh, he does say black.
He does.
These black men.
Solomon Mundi. Solomon Mundi. It's
But yeah, he needs to keep it in his pants for the kitty kids.
Oh, okay. So next topic. Army Hammer does an interview following him being exposed and cancelled.
Yeah, he's that actor who was outed for being a cannibal.
Oh, right.
Yeah. He obviously got exiled, like obviously lost all his shit, was doing erratic videos, I think, for a while. Like driving on drugs and sniffing cocaine out, like just weird shit. He's saying he went to the Cayman Islands and was selling timeshares.
Really?
Yeah. He was selling timeshares, like... I'm like, huh? The fuck?
I wonder if that made the sales go up or down.
Up.
Really?
Yeah, because maybe people in Caymans don't really know about all that. I don't know. Would they know?
Well, there's always do you know what? There's always the sick of society. That the moment that there's one, where there's one, the others flock to.
Yeah.
It's kind of like rats and roaches.
And it's what everyone's saying. He's not like one of them serial killers that look like they're fucking like born out of a sewer. Do you know what I mean? Like he looks like a model, so he's pulling people in and trying to eat these girls.
Yeah.
Like tell him all sorts of shit. He's even sending messages. I'm 100% cannibal. Like I've beaten hearts out of like animals and shit. Where I've like ripped them apart and like fucking he's twisted. And then it came out. Obviously he's what's his last name? Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
His granddad was an oil tycoon, big fucking American oil tycoon, and the sister of his father came out, auntie, and exposed all sorts of shit like all pedophiles, all evil, all we have weird cannibalistic shit, like all fucking sick, and tortured the women in the family and just like horrible stories. And her name's Casey Hammer. Mm-hmm. So it's been a generational darkness. Type shit. And now he's come down this interview with like a broody photo and like saying he got raped by a pastor at 13, and he's sharing that as though it's got something to do with him wanting to eat people.
If in doubt, blame the church.
Right.
The game's
and I'd
always
say,
played
was
the
that
same.
Catholic? I'm gonna just guess that it was.
It's evangelist.
The synagogue of Satan. But yes, next topic. Okay, so was it my turn?
No, it's yours. It's yours. I'm firing one up.
Right. So China floats a spy balloon blatantly over the United States of America.
It's a bit of a wasted effort considering all the tourists they send there every year. I'm completely convinced that the tourists are not tourists.
Yeah,
like,
that they're just spies.
They're literally on their national service. You go there and you have like a 1 terabyte memory card, and your job is to fill that up.
We don't know what like private TV channels they've got going with their communist regime. Like this is we hate the West. We hate them. The fact that there's so many tourists around the world. We know they're the most populated, race on the planet. Yeah, How are you getting in and out of the country so easily? But like when you're in the country, you can't even cross the street without being banned from taking the trains and shit.
Exactly.
By AI. Exactly. It's not even a real human like making these decisions.
Yeah.
Like how does that make sense? So I think you could be onto something.
Yeah.
And there is a trope that I still haven't gotten to the bottom of, but I'm not going to say it on this podcast because it could be seen as very like, even though it isn't, it's really a non-bias, like just wondering what this is about.
Is it the thing I used to say about you see them going to work, you see them at work, but how comes they're never your neighbours? Yeah.
Yeah. People, Asian people born here, I mean, I'm sure they would know different. No, none of that shit. What's going on in China but
just for clarification's sake.
Yeah.
Those remarks were made at the height of my comedic career during the early to late 2000s. Of course, in all disclaimers, I was a different person there. I was going through some things.
Yeah.
I've checked into rehab and I'm now...
You're recovered now.
Now all good. So
Yeah. But this spy balloon was humongous. Like, it was just a big, giant white thing in the sky. And so they're filming it and shit, and it's got this big black patch on the front. Mm-hmm. And straight away the US was like, well, that's a spy balloon. What's he doing here?
Yeah.
Like, not covert.
They were just like, fuck it.
It's not covert. Yeah, and that's scary. Never do they do things like that. Like, I'm talking over like cities, and they're all like, day by day, and the Americans let it float.
Really?
And I was like, shoot that bitch down. That's not acceptable. As soon as it was seen, apparently, like, they've had the jets out and in this and that. They've shot it down now. I think they shot it down yesterday or the day before. But when I'm telling you, at least 3 days they let this one balloon fly over, and the China, do you know what they said? They were like, "It's for meteorology. We're scanning fucking snowstorms, bitch. We're fucking like seeing when it's gonna rain next."
Snowstorms in the sunny blue sky.
You know what I mean? Literally over fucking California is like, fuck off. You're scaring people. That's not alright, you know.
You've got to love China.
I think
actually
that
got to love
hilarious. Like, so hilarious.
South Park's depiction of of China is just the best.
Yeah, because they just like you know, like the West has certain humor, and like, you know, every different place has a way of like sticking the knife in.
Yeah.
And theirs is just so like reckless, but they'll straight up walk into like an office with full like white garb, pretend to be a white person with the wig and everything, and they're like, "Hi," like trying to pass, and everyone's like, "Bitch, no, what the fuck are you doing?"
Oh, what is the secret to this?
And they'll
sauce?
just keep it going, it's hilarious. But I just thought, that's national security issue, not just like for your citizens, like you don't know what they've recorded in 3 days. They don't have to retrieve that to get the information.
Yeah. Good.
So I don't know why the US let that happen. I honestly thought they were scared.
Apparently, the US shot it down over the sea.
Oh, so they waited for it to
clear the land.
But they could have moved it. They could have done a lot of stuff.
Truth is, they're conniving and sneaky. That lot.
Yeah.
Could have been some poison in there. Could have been some anthrax. Could have been anything.
They didn't want to fuck with it.
Loaded up with 4.2 plutonium.
Yeah, it's wild because whatever Russia's doing, like, China's behind them. So I guess they're just like doing their due diligence, shall I say, before they like strike or anything. But yeah,
true.
Very concerned. Very concerned.
In an odd way, I wasn't expecting this topic.
Okay.
Let me just come out with it. The Temple of Satan are offering abortions this year, and I'm sure they're gonna get clientele.
Now, obviously, this is sensitive. This is a very sensitive topic. We've already been reprobated. Do you know what I mean? Like, we need to be able to come to a place where we can discuss this in a non-offensive way. Almost impossible. What we can do is be as respectful as possible. That's all I can try to do anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, so if they're saying by banning abortion, again, they say it will lead to illegal abortions, hotel rooms. It will lead to suicides or like, you know, stuff like this. Abandoned babies and so on, right? I'm not contesting them on any of those.
Yeah.
So my Vader's 100% right. The Temple of Satan are going into healthcare. They've got adverts. They're saying they'll pay for your flights within the US. And it's not strictly called an abortion that they're offering there. It's called a abortion something ritual is what they're offering, and it is to remove the child. Now, I will make it known, the Temple of Satan has been campaigning for abortion.
Mm-hmm.
So the Temple of Satan have been campaigning for abortion for decades. They've been campaigning to keep it. They believe in abortion. They believe in reproductive rights for women. They want women to have abortions. That's what they want. So is this a major thing, really? In there, no. Is it bold? Yes. They're saying that's it. It's a religious-based abortion ritual. That's how they're kind of calling it.
But then that means that it's protected. If the Temple of Satan is acknowledged as a religion, then
I'm not sure if it is.
Let me check.
Yeah, because this would be interesting.
Let me check.
Because I'm trying to think, right? And I could have swore the last time they tried to do all that shit, they got blocked. That's what I'm thinking. But this could be like many years ago that I'm referencing. I remember that. And I thought they get it because they're a part of another organised religion. Do you know what I mean? Christianity. So Like their canon or what they believe in is included in what we believe in. So it's I thought they would get it, which was the scariest thing. Once again, it's all everybody's right to practice their religion. I just don't believe in supporting religions or practices that harm animals, children.
Oh my sweet Jesus. The Satanic Temple declared a religion by the US government 25th of April 2019.
Also, it's literally the other, like, not 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Religionnewsservice.com. The Satanic Temple is a real religion, says IRS.
There you go.
25th of April 2019. So, technically, once again,
Great.
the beast has found the grey area to dance in and go, no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no.
I remember them putting their statues in like DC and like main cities. It was the statue of Baphomet with 2 children beside him, her, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yep. And they had, according to the government, legal rights to do that. And I'm just like, and I do not like contrarians who are like, but they don't believe in Satan. They believe in like having a rebellious nature, not going with what you're told in society. No, that's bullshit. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one thing if someone can tell someone who ain't read a book or two. Like, I've studied, I will say it, I'm not even embarrassed. Not to do practice. I'm more of a like learner. Studied magic. I studied alchemy. I looked into what these people do. Like, I looked into a lot of the things. Like, do not do it. Do not do it. Don't do it. Do you know what I mean? But it's worth people just knowing, like, I looked so you didn't have to, type thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're just deceivers. They lie. It's part of their religion to lie. Like, for us, it's about telling the truth. They're just telling lies. So it's a complete inversion of like what Christianity stands in, which is good from beginning to end. Like, there's nothing. Do you know what I mean? All right, Old Testament shit. Like, okay, and.
Yeah.
That's not the beginning and end of everything. There's a whole nother like part of it. People will go into this. What they don't understand is like when they're doing it at the Planned Parenthood. Yeah, like their child's bits are getting sold or whatever. But like with the Satanists, they're using them for rituals.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And magic wise, I'll inform people like using. Like there's magic and then there's magic that informs like all magic and spells and rituals include ingredients and elements, and blood is like a powerful element to use. Animal blood is one thing, human blood is another. Like it's sought after. This
I can't swear and guarantee that this is factual, but I've been told that Nigerians are burning their period pads because ritualists will rummage through their rubbish to get a hold of their blood to do rituals with, to either curse them or whatever it is that they do.
Like blood gets stolen from hospitals all the time. Where is it going? Who needs blood? Not just blood, human blood. Like you might think, oh, underground hospital, or like sure, could be many reasons, but one major purpose is it's a sought after, like it's an alchemical like element that people need for whatever. Like say you need to accomplish a certain thing, it takes certain things. Like sometimes it takes a life per like this deep shit. So there's stuff, and I weren't actually going to get into this, and I'm not going to fully get into it because it's not my Vex moment or nothing. I've got others, but like I'm not talking about playbooks, spell books that like your kid will pick up in like Asda because they're everywhere now. Like in the book section, I'm talking about real shit.
Oh dear.
Blood is very sought after.
It's not good that. Not impressed. Troubling because the next topic again is satanic Grammys, including Sam Smith, Kim Petras, and Jay-Z.
I did see the clip. I did. It was bad.
I didn't see it. All I saw was Sam Smith's picture. Yeah. And like I think the quote or the statement was like, I'm not getting the same support that I was when I came out. And I was like, okay. Is that
what he said?
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's not getting more support.
I'm paraphrasing. Each to their own, and I'm not with it. Like what Sam Smith's got going on, fine.
A lot, apparently.
Yeah,
Like, what's happening?
You've got the right to it, Sam, but
Yeah.
I also have the right to not tune into that, and I'm not going to tune into it at all.
Yeah, most of the Grammys, like the show apparently this year was like, apparently Satan was the theme because everyone turned up on the red carpet in red. Like they were wearing, so everyone was wearing red something. Grammys don't have themes, like they're not like the fucking Met Gala or some shit. It's all an award show, so that was odd. Then Jay-Z's doing like Last Supper. He did the Last Supper. His rap lyrics were what got people, and they just think that this wouldn't be tolerated for any other religion. So why is it tolerated when it comes to Christians?
Yeah.
So this is what. All right. So here's his words. These ain't songs. These is hymns. 'Cause I'm him. It's the Psalm 151. This is the New Testament. The Book of Hove. Jesus turned water into wine for Hove. For me, it just took a stove.
Oh.
Directly blaspheming Jesus just in front of everyone's like faces on the Grammys, while sitting at the Last Supper, reenacted scene.
So he's comparing his ability to whip crack to Jesus' ability to turn water into wine.
And saying he's God. These ain't songs, these are hymns to him, because he's him, as in God.
Yeah. Fuck it, fuck him. Let's
They're just terrible.
Let's skip
terrible.
on. Fuck. Now that we're on the topic, I just realised who the next topic's going to be.
Guess.
It's going to be Beyonce.
No.
Okay. God.
This is on social media. A woman in a Tesla on a busy highway is just like conked out asleep in the driver's seat with her glasses over her face, just. And the woman's going, "Oh my God! Like, what is this? This is not good." Like, she's literally fully asleep, and she was fully asleep. She just had it on auto drive.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not allowed to do that legally. And Tesla apparently have cameras in the car that make sure you're not asleep to keep you awake. And sometimes you've got to tap the steering wheel every now and then. This is to my knowledge anyway. Otherwise, it won't keep you on autopilot. Now that could be changed. I don't know. Maybe it's a safety feature you can outlive. Because they have a safety rating, Tesla drivers and stuff. It's a whole thing.
So why make and advertise a self-driving car if you have no intention of human beings taking advantage of that? Because humans take advantage of
everything.
Yeah.
That's what I don't get, how they've allowed that to happen. All of his private shit, I get you. Like, you can stop people from doing that.
Simple, just don't make them. Electric cars was a dumb idea.
All these accidents they're having, them Teslas and stuff as well. Yeah. Like, fully on camera, driving themselves into walls and like stopping in the middle of a tunnel. Like, huh? You know what I mean? Killing people. Like, a lot's happened. People being run over by like a Tesla in a parking lot, and someone's gonna look in who's in there. And there's no one in there.
Fucking hell.
You know.
Oh, it's just a glitch.
Yeah, like
one error code, and
yeah. What if the signal for the satellite gets a little bit dodgy? Like, what if, you know what I mean? It's not perfect.
Do you know what I've got to say? Yeah, and I don't blame us. I blame what's going on in the world right now. Yeah, the show started with quite a good feeling. It's now gone to shit.
It's just like, I don't know. It's very strange how it just seems a lot of weird stuff happening at once.
We spoke too much about that scumbag. That's what it is.
Who?
That scumbag, the Beast.
Oh yeah.
It was like back to back Beast.
This is what I mean. Topics. Yeah. I mean, technically, like if someone read them off without insight, they probably wouldn't see a connection. This is what you got to realise as well. People are really blind, like really blind. So let's just point it out to them. Like, oh yeah. Oh, that was a bit weird. Sam Smith with the devil horns and like fire, and like all of this like creepy shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was weird. Instead of, oh yeah, it's just a normal fucking VMA Grammy performance. Like, what's new? But no, it's like definitely got a deeper meaning to it and stuff. But yeah, it's not nice. It's just not nice. But hey, this is the era we live in.
Beyonce being coked up by Jay-Z and the whole
that
marriage
story
is
yeah, that's pretty interesting. I want to say collectively, like within a couple of days, it got maybe across different videos, because I watch more than one source. I'm not going to just take it from one. I'm going to go from one end to the spectrum to the other. And millions, 20, 30, 40, like, so everyone believes this, I think.
Yeah.
For years, people have said Beyonce's on drugs, and I was like, shut the fuck up. That's Beyonce.
I did suspect something during the whole Sasha Fierce episode.
Okay.
Because...
Oh, by the way, she's still Sasha Fierce up. Like, that's never gone nowhere. She just stopped talking about it. Yeah, she in long interviews she still says Sasha's the only reason I can do what I do on stage. I try to do it myself in rehearsals and shit and it don't work, but when Sasha Fierce is around, it's like clockwork. It's autopilot.
It's possession.
Allegedly, yes, it's that. But what people are saying is like recently, and what's made it credible is Uncle Ron, his name is.
Yeah.
He's known in the industry deep in America. He's a security guard. But when they say bodyguard, security guard, these people, when they've worked in it for 20 years plus, they're head of security. They're running agencies like he's protected Rihanna, Beyonce, Jay-Z, all of them.
Yeah.
He said, Jay-Z, I'm done with the threats. I'm done with the sly shit. You know your wife is on drugs. She's been on drugs for many years. You do that to keep her controlled, to keep her along with the doop-de-doop. That they worship what they worship. When he's saying this, he didn't speak in specific, and he said Beyonce does it to stay at the top, and Jay-Z, that's him, top down, like that's him, unapologetically, and that he's like, I've seen everything. He said, I've got old school footage from the tour, and he said, you don't know what I've got. He's got an active FBI investigation pending, and CIA, to talk about these people in the music industry where he has been witness to things. He's not the only one. Now, about 6 months ago, Diddy, there was things rumbling about FBI in Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
He, for loads of things, but mainly for his
the Miami camp.
You know, he likes younger men, allegedly. Right. And that there's accounts and there's people who have been through things that, again, doesn't come into the propaganda field of the media. And you know, when FBI and stuff is involved, it just means that rape, like that's just
yeah.
Coerce things, maybe contractual. You can't do that shit. It's high crime. So allegedly things are going to go down behind the scenes for quite a lot of people, but it's just about how protected are they, who's their lawyers, it could go away. Yeah. I'm guessing this Uncle Ron's talking now because it's like he's had enough.
Yeah.
Christians are real bold. They're not afraid. He's retired now. He's not too old that they can just, you know.
Do him in.
Yeah. Same guy, he said Diddy offered him 35k to kill Biggie when he was head of security for Biggie, and he said no, but he thought about it. He thought, and mainly because it was just like Biggie wanted to leave Bad Boy. Uncle Ron was aware of this. It wasn't just because of some like beef shit. It was all business. It was all contractual. And he said ultimately the one who did set it all up, he took him to LA on purpose, was Diddy, and that is all true. Like, it's true. Everything he says, apart from like stuff like the drugs and all this, like he was there. He was in these rooms. He was there. Yeah. There's other people now speaking up that maybe won't get picked up because he was like very photographed with all these celebrities, very highly photographed guard. But there's other people going, he ain't lying.
I recently came across something that suggested a sex tape, Beyonce and Jay-Z. Oh. Did that come from his disclosures, or is that something completely unrelated?
See, I've never heard that, but what I did hear, I only knew what one of their guards did, which was pretty freaky. Who's it? Julius, everyone knows Julius is Beyonce's bodyguard or whatever on social media. It's like, don't fuck with Julius type thing. Yeah. The guy who hired him, the company who owned the company, I'd say was on Uncle Ron's level, but a white guy from Sweden. He had a whore over one time when he was protecting that family, Carter family, and he took Beyonce's passports out, all the kids' passports and Jay-Z's passports, did lewd acts with the passports,
Oh.
And with this girl to impress her, I'd be like, oh, yeah, let's like come all over Beyonce's photo and her kids' photos and filmed it. They tried to extort them. Obviously, you can't fuck with Jay-Z. So they got the footage, they got everything, and then he was completely torn apart. Went to court private. Like, they did a whole bunch of things, and then I think he ended up dying like 6 months later. As you do. That's all I know sex tape wise.
Okay, so...
And all that's alleged. Well, no, that's not alleged, that one, because that made... Yeah, that's public forum. Other than that, we'll be back.
Have you ever wanted your own podcast, solo or with your co-host? Follow us on Instagram at Vexxed Art Brands and send us a message. We look forward to discussing your amazing ideas. You never know what could happen.
Here at Vexxed Uncensored, we like to strive to be our best selves, whatever that means for us. So we couldn't be happier to partner up with the medical tourism company Pure Ada. They provide a variety of healthcare services, from everything including dental work to IVF treatments. Even more, cosmetic procedures such as liposuction, facelift, and rhinoplasty. All taken care of in the best clinics and hospitals Turkey has to offer. They have many insurance options. To find out the best fit for you and to find out more, contact us on social media or head over to pureada.co.
Welcome back to the second part of the show with me, Saint.
And me, Mo Vader.
And this is the Vex part of the show where we talk about what's pissed us off in recent times and share that with you guys. How lovely of us.
Yes indeed, yes.
This week.
Once again, I'm vexed at myself.
Okay.
I've only gone and done it again, ain't I?
Right.
I think I've been at work the better part of a month.
That's crazy.
With like maybe 3 or 4 days off. The last 2 weeks of January and the first 2 weeks of February.
Yeah.
I've just been there and I'm exhausted. I feel so negative.
Oh, my days. Yeah, I don't blame you.
My head's hurting. My brain's hurting. And I need a break.
Yeah, you've earned one, I think. You've earned one. But listen, cost of living crisis, yeah? Money is necessary. In all ways, more than ever. Do you know what I mean? So, then you're back on the trot.
Yeah, it's a nightmare, mate. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
I can barely string a sentence together.
You're doing it though.
This is literally.
I couldn't.
This is literally the back end. Like we recorded the first half.
Yeah.
And
I forgot we even had a second half. I got up like I was leaving.
Yeah, nah. We recorded the first half.
Yeah.
And that took so much of my initial first oomph.
Yeah. And especially when the topics weren't funny this week.
Yeah, it was so draining.
I know.
So draining. Just Satan's been busy. He's
yeah.
His minions are working hard.
Yeah.
And here I am. Here I am. What a blunder. Here I am. Working hard. I'm happy with the work I do. It's wholesome. It's fulfilling.
It's honest.
Yeah. I'm happy with it. I can't complain.
No.
But the observation that vexed me is that
yeah,
I'm overdoing it again, and I need to take a break before there's health implications.
Do you know what I mean? Only human.
Yeah, it's true.
It's one of them ones. Hopefully the economy at some point picks up this year, and the downcast aren't as bad as the Bank of England say they are.
Not if China has something to do with it.
Yeah. Throw us some. No, don't do no deals with China. Don't be Jamaica.
Yeah, it's true. No, don't be Jamaica. Africa.
Don't be Jamaica. I do like the fact that they can go north to south on one highway. And I do like that. But was it worth the cost? How much is that really going to cost them in the long run?
Too much.
China's like shady with all their shit. They just want the world in return.
Of course. I guess it's like it's the Chinese imperialism. The British did it. The British, the Spanish, the French, the Portuguese.
The British did it
like
overhandedly, and the Chinese do it underhandedly.
Under the table. Don't worry.
We're here to help you. Not to harm you, but to help you. That's what they say. But yes, good on them. Good luck, Jamaica. Yeah, my Vex segment, my first one, I've only got two, and they're not long-winded. But like, I noticed, yeah. So Disney own a lot, like a lot of shit.
Almost everything.
And there's so much of stuff that you wouldn't know is Disney, because they've just bought 20th Century Fox and all of that. So, and new things every day. Yeah. News media, all sorts. So I noticed that they're also the authors of, like, by now, a lot of human beings' childhood dreams.
Yeah, it's true.
The Disney intro, the Magic Castle. I'm trying to think of the original Disney films like Swords in the Stone, Cinderella, Little Mermaid, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, like things like this that are just
first generation.
Because they decided to re-put out. I think it was from way earlier, innit? Like, because when we were watching these films on VHS in the 90s, like as kids, they'd already come out 20 years before, or maybe 15 years before some of them. Like I want to say like Peter Pan. They remade that, but there was like originals, you know what I mean? So they replaced them kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of what they're doing now with like live actions or remakes.
Yeah.
But they're literally, so they, the way I see it is now everyone is sucking in their propaganda, basically whatever they want to show on their media and their TV films, everything. They've got you on their apps and stuff as well. And then they've got your children.
Of course.
But they had you.
Yeah.
And still have you. Like, going to Disneyland and you're into that, you still see it as really in. It's like you don't pay attention to the fact that they own everything. Like,
it's true.
Birth to death. They've got you.
From the cradle to the grave.
To the grave. Why has Disney lasted more than every other company? Like, why did they why was that? Do you know what I mean? Because the CIA and the FBI, like, helped build the park.
Yeah.
He was an informant, like he was also a Nazi friendly, like he was a double agent.
Yeah.
Walt Disney.
Yeah. Absolutely true.
So I'm meant to believe that their relationship ended back then, and that the fact that they own everything, and like that whole, like, especially with the CIA studying things like MK Ultra, you know, that's what Stranger Things is based on, like,
yeah,
and all these things, Project Montauk and stuff. So it's like, I'm supposed to believe that doesn't mean that the CIA and FBI then own all that. It just don't think it should be legal, is all.
Is Disney independent from BlackRock, or is Disney owned by BlackRock too?
That'd be interesting. Next show I'll be able to, we can confirm or deny that. But they manage so many assets, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, neither would I.
But maybe because again they're rich themselves and have been for so long, they probably aren't funded by any external party.
Because when you do start to imagine and look and try to quantify assets, licensing, rights, marketing, publishing, you couldn't really put the numbers down on paper, could you?
No.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. You can shape history by having a firm hold of what is entertainment, what is media, what is what's put to the masses. Like
a lot of their original animations were for the war efforts. Like they animated, like the Second World War, like they animated it. They had Daffy Duck and Mickey Mouse fighting the Nazis and shit. Like they had propaganda pumping out back then.
There's
warplanes with Mickey Mouses on it from the 30s, 40s, or whatever the fuck. Like, do you know what I mean? Because they were saying, "Hey, look, guys, Mickey Mouse is going to bomb the enemy." Like,
can those still be viewed online, or are they just like?
Yeah, you can find them for sure. Like decades they did this for like to at least 20 years, and then they phased into so there's no direct war, but we're gonna definitely influence like everything else that you you know what I mean, everything else that you think about. So again, once again, am I supposed to believe that propaganda was their big part of their business back then that it's not now?
That's true.
You know, it's just, I just don't think it should be legal. Like they were talking about breaking up Google and Facebook and these companies because they're just too powerful, and it's like, well, why is no one talking about Disney?
Good point.
Why? Because they've got so much money, they can literally stuff every human being's mouth full of it if they wanted, and not one of them would say no. All right, let me not say that. A third. They always say a third is like the statistical norm.
Yeah.
That a third will say no when it comes to moral studies and shit.
Yeah.
Like 33% will turn away and say no, and the rest will. Which is interesting because in the Bible it's like a third of heaven went with the devil.
Really, yeah.
So it's like God's gone, oh, he's a bit of grace and switched it. That's the way I see it. But yeah, I just think it's odd. And then my second one, what is my second one? Oh yeah, the Grammys, the Christian group. Kirk Franklin, Tasha Cobbs, all of them, I think they're liars. I think as soon as you like monetize the gospel, which is what they've done with music, as soon as it's got a price tag on it and Sony or Universal Music Group manage it, like it's no longer hymn to God, it's now like a product.
Of course.
So I've never understood gospel music category, like sections of labels and stuff, but unless it's a Christian label, because you're like, that don't make sense. It's incompatible, like completely. Yeah. Like, not saying you can't share morals with someone who isn't of the same faith as you, but there's compromises that you have to make every day, like in this faith that they don't consider.
See, again, I've probably said it before, and I'll say it again. My gripe is the financial element of religion.
Yeah, same.
I will take the time.
That's why Jesus flipped the table. Everyone forgets that's why. Because he went up in the synagogue and they were selling fish plates, and he said, "Not in my Father's house," and he flipped the table.
Oh, that's where I've been. Yeah, I'm not.
They were trying it.
I've been a bit naughty and not in my father's house, in my father's house. But
you can only imagine, like, wow, you know.
It's great. It's great too.
So that was one to come on. When did Jesus flip out? Other than that I know of. So he hates that. Like this is what people don't get. He hates that more than anything, from what I could see. So that's a lot, and I just don't see it right with me. Like, I think it's different when an R&B artist like has a song that they've written about God or their relationship with God. That's different. That's like, I've written an album, this is about, like, you've written one about God, cool. You know what I mean? That's expected. But like, if you're a gospel artist singing purely gospel music, like being booked to perform in churches across the world and like getting Grammys and stuff, but you're singing with like Quavo and like on stage you just took this, like Sam Smith was just on the stage dressed as the devil. I forgot to leave out when Sam Smith tweeted his tour, him rehearsing this unholy song and shit. CBS, who does the Grammys and airs it, put underneath, "Yes, we're ready to worship tonight."
Hey, they're everywhere.
Worship who? He played the devil.
Yeah.
Then apparently a month prior to this, to like yesterday, a news thing came out talking about his preparations to do this and how it's going to get the most complaints CBS has ever recorded because Sam Smith's playing Satan. And it was like a rumour, but like not confirmed. It was clearly correct. Like, so this has been, they planned this. What's worship who? Worship what? The devil?
Yeah, that's wild.
And then they deleted it. But you can't, like, once you delete a tweet, like, especially with Elon Musk's Twitter, you can definitely.
Yeah, well, that's not going anywhere.
That's not going nowhere. So I just wanted to put it out there that like Kirk Franklin, Tasha Cobbs, none of them that literally drive gospel music. Like when you listen to gospel music, if you don't know it too well, you wouldn't notice, but that's all people play. And it's worrying, it's worrying, isn't it? Because they're just fooling people. Tasha Cobbs did an empowerment prayer about Beyonce for her to win the Grammy. Like,
what the fuck?
We've talked about what our album signifies and like how people aren't blind to it. But Beyonce's tour tickets are like sold out already, and like,
oh my god, they're like $900.
Yeah, there's waiting lists and shit.
Minimum $900, are they?
Scalping them, saying "Come worship the devil with me," and they're doing it. Like, and I know there's people that don't even like consider this. They're like, that's religious. Like, it might as well be fantasy and stuff. Well, for fantasy, a lot of people are taking it seriously.
That's true.
And mostly on the other side, like that's what we're seeing everywhere. So I'm just a bit like, it's very difficult to suck in every day, like, and see it all, because you feel like you're in the twilight zone a little bit. Like, if you don't have this faith, then fine. Like, you just be like, whatever. But they weren't going like 5-10 years ago. Things weren't like this, weren't allowed. The devil's been so sympathized with in today's times, like so sympathized with. It's Shocking, actually. I'm not easily shocked. And I do have to remind myself, God of this world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always been that kind of way. The God of the universe, different thing. But like, you know, I'm starting to just realise that now. And I get that, like, yeah, fuck it. We have a right to gripe about it. Or shout it out at least to people who may maybe not notice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hate the fact that it's just like consumes everything. You know? But no, like there's so many good things happening in the world, and there are like good people and stuff, and there is.
I'm upset.
Yeah.
I'm upset, but hopeful. Let's remain
hopeful.
Let's remain hopeful.
You know.
Hopefully next show we can have like more positive vibes.
Yes, it's gonna have to be engineered. So it will be. You got to excavate these days, but yeah, for sure.
Oh my sweet Jesus! I'm not going to be able to record the next
No,
week's
it's
show.
going to be like a little while.
It's going to be the next week, the week after.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. No, we're telling you guys ahead of time that never happens.
we got
That
10
never
points.
happens.
10 points in organisation.
Yes.
I'm going to be at the slag ass, ain't I?
The workhouse. Right, old trollop.
Oh.
Right, old trollop. But no, promotions. What we're promoting this week? Have you got anything to shout out?
So I'm going to shout out Shiny Suit Theory once again.
Okay.
I'm going to shout out Lag Nation. I'm going to shout out all of Saints projects.
Wait.
Go and have a listen in the back catalogue. I'm telling you, there's some diamonds in there.
We got some diamonds.
The newest release. I'm literally in the twilight zone. I've got my eyes closed.
Slipping away.
I'm speaking into the mic, but this is passion speaking now. There's a snippet of a song I was listening to on Instagram.
Right.
And I was bobbing away to. I was like, I need to hear the rest of this. The chorus got me going, and I'm like, what? And one of the things is I haven't really been too hands on, so a lot of what you're seeing, say,
the machine's got to turn in it one way or the other.
Trust me, I show up to recordings. I'm kind of just battling my way out of a financial pickle.
That's it. We're still giving the people something, so no one can really complain. But yeah, check out them things, guys. I've got merch. I was complaining about Spotify and stuff, weren't I? So hey, here we go. We're in physical form. So
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, another 13 tracks remastered, never really been released proper before, and you can order CD in America and Canada right now, which is a blessing. Shout out to Kunaki. And yeah, there's some merch as well, so go have a look. Organic skincare coming this year, so keep your eyes out.
Yeah, boy.
And I think that is it for now.
That is it for now.
Yeah, so we're gonna love you and leave you guys. Thank you, God, the real God. That's all I'm gonna say.
Brought to you by Vexxed Brands. Catch the Vexxed Uncensored podcast every week with hosts Mo Vader and Saint. You can listen everywhere, including YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, and other major online stores everywhere.